story begins in the ancient realm of Aurea, where its first king bravely confronts a fearsome dragon that has taken residence in his kingdom. Despite the valor of his men, they are all mercilessly slain, leaving the king alone at the mercy of the mighty dragon. Centuries later, the story shifts to Elodie and her sister Floria, the daughters of Lord Bayford. They struggle to secure wood, furs, and drapes for their people to survive the harsh northern winters. Suddenly, a carriage arrives heading at their castle, leaving Elodie and Floria in awe. Who'd come this far north? Elodie wonders. Upon their return to the castle, Elodie encounters a priestess conversing with her father and stepmother. The priestess walks forward staring intently at Elodie and declares to her father, "She will do." Confused, Elodie demands to know what is happening. Her father reveals that hope has arrived through a proposal from Queen Isabel of Aurea, who wishes Elodie to marry her son, Prince Henry. Despite Elodie's protests that wealth is no reason to marry, her father insists, revealing their dire situation. The kingdom stores are empty, and they will not survive the winter without outside help. Reluctantly, Elodie agrees. Accompanied by her parents and sister, Elodie sets off for Aurea. As they arrive, they notice a dark fog which leaves them worried, prompting Elodie's father to inform them, "We've reached Aurea's coastline." Upon their arrival at Aurea, the Bayfords are awestruck by Aurea's wealth and grandeur. As they get off the carriage, the chamberlain leads Elodie along with her parents and sister to their chambers. Soon after they left her chambers, Elodie walks out to experience the castle's view as she sees another girl standing staring at her. This leaves Elodie thinking. That same night, from her veranda, Elodie notices a mysterious fire burning atop a nearby mountain, arousing her suspicions. The next morning, Elodie and her parents meet with the King and Queen of Aurea and Prince Henry. After their greetings, Queen Isabel suggests Elodie and Henry get to know each other. Initially disinterested, Prince Henry gradually warms up to Elodie and proposes a horse race. As they bond, love begins to blossom, unaware of the looming danger. Meanwhile, Lord Bayford, troubled after his meeting with Queen Isabel, reassures Lady Bayford that the wedding is still on, but hides his deep concerns. Lady Bayford tries to befriend Queen Isabel, who dismissively remarks on her common origins, revealing the marriage's transactional nature. Isabel's disdain for Elodie is evident as she repeatedly misnames her as Eloise. That night, Lady Bayford warns Elodie that the wedding is a mistake and expresses her distrust of the Aureans. Now, suspense grows more in the heart of the viewers as they await the next scene. But before that, please subscribe, like, and comment on this video to get more thrilling contents like these. Let's proceed. Despite Elodie's misgivings, the wedding takes place the next day. Elodie and Prince Henry say their vows and kiss, bidding farewell to her family. As they both journey on, Henry tells Elodie that they're going up on the mountains to pay homage to his ancestors, as it's a form of ancient ceremony. As they arrive, Elodie sees strange people covered in robes and masks on their face. Elodie suddenly grows uneasy. During the ceremony, Henry and Elodie's hands are cut and held together, symbolizing their union. On their way back, Henry grabs onto Elodie and carries her and tells her to close her eyes as he whispers to her, "I won't let anything happen to you." But to her horror, Henry suddenly throws her into a chasm as a sacrificial offering to the dragon. Surviving the fall, Elodie realizes she is the sacrificial offering. She begins to cry out for help, hoping someone would hear her. In anger, she screams and tries to climb her way up the hill, but with no success. Her cries awaken the dragon. She soon discovers a pile of jewelry from previous victims, revealing she is not the first to be sacrificed. Mistaking Elodie for a member of the royal Aurean family due to the mingling of blood, the dragon tries to incinerate her with a blast of fire. Elodie attempts to flee, but her dress hinders her, and she ends up burning her leg. After a few minutes, she escapes, using her necklace for light. She finds a cave illuminated by glowing slugs but encounters a bridge gap. Determined to get out, Elodie attempts to jump, nearly leading to her death, but uses a knife hidden in her dress to pull herself up. After successfully crossing, she collects the glowing slugs for light. Elodie's excitement mounts as she spots water dripping from an iceberg and eagerly ducks beneath it to quench her thirst. Suddenly, the ice begins to melt, unaware that the dragon is watching her. In a swift, fiery attack, the dragon unleashes a torrent of flames, nearly killing her, but she narrowly escapes. She stumbles into a chamber, where its walls were etched with the names of past victims and a map of a way out of the cave. The haunting carvings vividly replay their final movements and expressions in her mind. Following the map, Elodie carves her name on the cave wall and ventures deeper into the tunnel. At last, she sees an opening above, and with renewed hope, she gears up and climbs towards it, only to discover it's a dead end. Disheartened by the false escape, she spots soldiers approaching from afar. Desperately, she screams for their attention, hoping they can hear her. Suddenly, the dragon bursts out from the clouds, lunging towards her, but Elodie narrowly escapes once again. She finds the remains of dead dragon hatchlings and deduces that the first king killed them, provoking the dragon's wrath. A rescue party led by Lord Bayford arrives in the search for Elodie, only to be killed by the dragon, after he confesses to trading Elodie's life for gold. The distraction allows Elodie to escape the mountain. Elodie seizes a horse from the rescue party and gallops away, but soon stops to hide from the dragon's fiery pursuit. Enraged, the dragon unleashes a torrential shower of flames, infuriating Queen Isabel, who then kidnaps Floria as a replacement sacrifice. Lady Bayford informs Elodie, prompting her to return to the mountain to save her sister. This time, she creates a diversion to distract the dragon, allowing her to reach Floria and convince her to hide. Facing the dragon, Elodie tries to explain the Arian's deception, but the dragon, however, attacks her. Using her wits, Elodie tricks the dragon into burning herself. She then heals both of them with the glowing slugs, earning the dragon's trust and loyalty. Elodie later storms another wedding at the palace, intended as the third sacrifice of their generation. She exposes the Orian's treachery, urging the new bride and her family to flee. In a climactic confrontation, the dragon burns the palace, annihilating the royal family and their nobles. In the aftermath, Elodie, Floria, and Lady Bayford sail home with ample supplies, accompanied by the dragon. They return to their kingdom, now hopeful for a brighter future, forged from courage, sacrifice, and newfound alliances.